Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. I hope you're all doing well. We're going to be talking about the new Paragon tree today and the icon you see right above me here and if it's actually adding any value. Now, I did wake up this morning to something pretty cool. Just this morning, woke up and we had some serious snow dropping onto the ground. Probably got 5 to 6 inches. My kids got out there, made themselves a little snowman, unfortunately, while I was in the house doing some work. But really a gorgeous day. I hope that you guys have some either nice snow by you or some nice sun, really whatever it is you prefer. But I was happy to see this morning. But outside of that, I went back into Diablo Immortal. I started doing my weekly Immortal goals, kind of picking away at those. Obviously, the daily grind inside of the game. But then I came across 2 topics over on both the forum and on Reddit. Now, the first topic has to do with this icon right here. Let's stop pretending that this works. This being the icon we have right over here. Now, what does it actually do, or what is it supposed to do? When you click on it right here, it takes you over to these active blessings that are potentially giving us better drops. So we should be able to get higher quality equipment, new essences, or essences for alternative classes. Now, it's actually quite hard to see if you're getting higher level equipment, because I've pulled in hundreds of legendary pieces of gear since this has happened. And yeah, of course, some of those items are higher level, but definitely not all of them. New essences, I haven't seen like a huge jump in the types of essences or new essences that I'm unlocking. So again, though, very hard to actually calculate that. Now, alternative class, you can actually tell. I have Barbarian set as my alternate class. As you see, you can kind of click through and change it to whatever you want to. And I definitely have gotten new pieces of gear for alternate classes. The problem is, I'm not pulling in new essences, because the Barbarian's another class that I play quite a bit. And being that it's a class that I have a lot of essences unlocked on, I'm really only looking for some of the newer essences from the last 1 or 2 patches. So I haven't actually gotten any new essences for the Barbarian. I mean, honestly, maybe I should switch to something like the Blood Knight where I don't have a lot of essences just to collect some, because I've gotten nothing for the Barbarian. Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. Have you gotten anything of quality from this Activate Blessings option inside of the game? Or have you kind of just been feeling like you're doing the same? And again, there's no real way to calculate or tell. The only thing you can do is choose a class that you definitely have not played a lot of, so you can guarantee yourself some new essences. Not saying that you're going to ever go play that class, but at least you'll be unlocking some essences in case you ever do. Now, the second part of discussion I want to have here is regarding the new Paragon tree. And we have someone saying right here, upright straight from garbage. The devs lack ideas, taking from the cursed purifying to give back Paragon trees with it. Someone should be fired for this. So this person is very not happy. What, you expect people to sacrifice gladiator or slinger to get lashed or leashed? Give me a break. That's a trash idea. So he wrote leashed, it's lashed. I agree. I don't think that someone should be fired for this, but I do think that it was not good. Let's take a look at the Paragon tree really quickly and go on his point here of getting rid of Gladiator or Slinger. As you can see right here, I'm using the Slinger Paragon tree, and I also use Gladiator, and I use Survivor. Those are basically the 3 that I frequent. Now, we do have the new Maledictor tree, which gives us those cursed purifying elements that used to be able to be worn by all of us while using Paragon trees, having nettled, vexed, or lashed. But now you have to choose one of these instead of one of the more powerful Slayer, Gladiator, or Survivor. I also think that no one is going to use this Paragon tree. I don't think anyone at all will be using it, unless if there's some broken build that will kind of benefit from it, but I haven't seen it, and I don't see that coming. Now let's dive back over to the forum post, because Meteor Blade, someone that's extremely frequent here in the forums, actually has something to say here as well. He says, I was just about to post a thread about the very same thing. Prior to this morning's patch, my usual go-to for dungeons open world was to use the Vanquisher Paragon tree with Wrath, Zeal, Heart of Wrath, Treasure Find, and Greed nodes active. That was combined with curses for legendary gear, which gave 6-piece wired and 2-piece nettled. Okay, I actually used to use very similar when I was playing as the wizard. Now, all legendary gear doesn't have curses, and there's a new Paragon tree that essentially replicates Nettled, Lashed, or Vexed curses. So, pre-patch, I have my desired Paragon nodes in Vanquisher with curse effects. Post-patch, I have my desired Paragon nodes in Vanquisher without curse effects. Effectively, all you've done is weaken my hero, or weaken his tune. And to be honest with you, I agree. I'm not 100% sure why the choice was made to remove cursed gear. I'm thinking that the team maybe felt it was getting a little bit clunky and too much for gear, or maybe because of the ancestral gear that was incoming. I don't know. It wasn't a discussion that was had openly with us partners of the program. Actually, I didn't even know that that change was coming to gear. And if I had the choice myself, I would choose that we have our curse properties back on the gear, because we definitely are taking a hit now having to use them and lose a Paragon tree that, in all honesty, no one is going to switch to. So we're basically looking at a Paragon tree that is going to be filled out for any additional buffs, but is never going to actually be used. Is it because they lost ideas for Paragon trees and there's really no other trees they can make? Is it because they want to clean up how gear was actually used? Or was it just a bad choice by the team? I'm really not sure. I would not be surprised that if in time they rework the Paragon tree again, because in all honesty, they're not going to forever be able to create new nodes here. It's as years and years go on, like if we're on year 3, actually 3.5 right now, and how many nodes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nodes. They're not going to have 16 nodes by year 6. And then more legendaries as well. Like, I guess they could continuously add on to the legendary skills, but they're not going to be able to continuously make more trees because they're kind of running out of ideas for it. And to be honest with you, to come up with 8 new ones would be unrealistic. So I wouldn't be surprised if a complete rework of the system was again implemented. Not that I've heard of that there has been no discussion of that, but it would be something that wouldn't surprise me. With that being said, games that last for a long period of time change over time. They evolve, and some of them change drastically. Look at Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars. The systems inside of those games are always changing, and players are always having to adapt to the changes that come. And part of that is to keep things fresh for players. Part of it is to put things in place to build further on the game. I mean, we're looking at a game right now that is one that's going to be around for a long time. Whether you think Diablo Immortal is going to die tomorrow or last for another 10 years, it is the best action RPG on mobile. It is extremely successful financially and still has millions of players playing it on a regular basis. The game is going nowhere, which for me, as a player and as a content creator, is actually a really positive thing. I love that. So with that, things are gonna change. And although it may impact our tune in a negative or a positive way, I think the one thing that we can say is, as long as it's even and fair across the board for all players, I think it's at least in the right spot. Now I have 2 comments I want to take a look at today. This one from Michael saying, I just became an Immortal 3 days ago and he has just over 2,000 resonance and his armor pen is below my level requirements. I feel honored that they accepted me and I hope your reign lasts long enough for me to get a good cape. There he goes, man. This just shows that all players don't need to be whales to become part of an Immortal group inside of the game, and that's something that's really positive. A lot of this has to do with working with others and networking, I guess you could say, inside of the game. And we have Mark coming in with the solution to the spawn camping topic that we had in yesterday's video. If you missed the video, go check it out. He says a very simple solution for spawn camping. Soon as guardians at the start are defeated, make the spawn room for attacking team inaccessible, at least to let players to spawn them into the match. Basically he's saying it at least gives people the opportunity to get into the competitive part of the match and not be killed initially right on the spawn. Yes, they'll be waited upon outside, but it gives a more fair play towards all players. Another one could be let spawned player come invulnerable for a set amount of seconds so they could get out of the room. simple ways for Blizzard to make it more fun for players on both sides. And I think that that's a good point right there. This isn't about should you as a player spawn camp or not because of ethics, but if you're able to do the mechanic, if spawn camping is allowed and it's going to guarantee you the win, a lot of players are going to do it. So the only way to prevent it from happening is to make it an inaccessible option. I don't always love the invulnerable time because you could do damage to others while you're invulnerable, and I don't love that, but blocking off that area, probably a good idea. But it's time that I jump in and do a few of my dailies, get into some battlegrounds because we have been having some fun in battlegrounds with the Crusader, and get on with my day. I hope that you guys enjoy yours.